seems today we're going to be covered in a very ominous layer of fog because all of our snow is gone. Our winter cheer has disappeared.
It's so creepy outside, I hate it.
What are you doing? There you go.
Come over to the story time couch. Hey guys, welcome back to Vee Vlog. So today's video we were hesitant on even making because of the subject matter and what was discovered in one of our videos from last month, but we decided to do it anyway and we'll explain why we chose to. Usually I'm not really afraid of telling you guys when we find, you know, paranormal activity or ghosts in our videos, but just this time felt so dark and evil that we didn't really want to give it attention, but in the end we found out it might have been something else, so we're gonna talk about it. Last month for our anniversary, we went to 2 different Airbnbs you guys probably saw in our other vlogs. The very first one we went to, the second we went in there, and yes, it was a very pretty place. It had a gorgeous view. It was a very nice physical area to be in.
I was gonna say, like, being there was really nice, and also the host was fantastic.
Oh yeah, like the actual Airbnb was really good and clean and like perfect. Like nothing wrong with it, but I have to say the vibe when we went there was just off. The second I stepped in there, it just felt weird. We walked around a bit. We saw the place was, you know, older. It was from the 1950s, I think you said.
Yeah, there was a book that was not written about it. There was a book in there that just had the history of the place and how it became what it was.
So it's been around for a while, has a lot of history of probably people living there and things happening in there. Anyway, we walked around and I discovered that they had this like shelf of board games, and on the shelf was a Ouija board. You guys know my history with Ouija boards. I feel like when a lot of other paranormal creators or just people in general hear me say that you should never like use a Ouija board, they sort of laugh at me or think I'm being ridiculous or whatever. But the only reason why I think that is because of trauma that's in my family. So it's more of like a personal thing where my mom literally had a situation where one of her best friends died and it was involving the Ouija board, and it was very, very horrible. So growing up, my mom always told me to never ever touch it or go near it or anything because of just the evil that it brought, at least in our family. So that's why I always preach to always be careful when doing that stuff. And yes, you guys can make your own choices and use it if you want to, but just a warning from me, it's never brought my family any good. That's the only reason why I ever bring this up. Anyway, so I saw that there and I got this bad vibe and like, I don't know, just this PTSD from my childhood coming back. And I hated being in a place where it was.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, you guys can go see the other vlog and see our personal experiences there. Because the instant we found it, and even before that, we felt just something weird. Odd.
Yeah, and the room where it was always freezing cold, and the other bedrooms and stuff and the kitchen was sort of warm, and our bedroom was really, really warm actually. But that area where the Ouija board was so freezing. Like we had to like constantly put on sweaters every time we turned it up. And actually when we came like the next morning, it had gone back down, even though we didn't press down, you know what I mean? Anyway, it was just really weird. So the first night that we slept there, I didn't sleep very well, and I kept hearing like footsteps all through the house, like running. And I even talked about that in the vlog. Just like little feet like going across the floor, and it sounded so weird. And I told Ty the next morning, and you were kind of like, oh, like don't worry about it, it's fine.
That's my job, is just to make things not seem as scary. I do it in the vlogs all the time. It's not a good thing.
So yeah, nothing happened to us while we were there that was really significant. I mean, the power went out the first night we were there, which was kind of creepy. And when the power went out, I took out my phone and did a little video of us like freaking out, getting the flashlight. And I posted that video onto my Instagram story, thought nothing of it. You guys thought it was creepy, but that was it. And then we moved on to our next Airbnb location and finished off our anniversary trip, which was a really fun trip. It went really well. And it wasn't until about a week later that I got a tweet from someone. I'm gonna credit them because they're ultimately the one who found this in our video. Their Twitter is Paranova1. They tweeted us the same Instagram video that I took, except they circled a part of it and they said like, have you seen this in your video? And I watched it thinking that maybe nothing was really gonna happen. I mean, you guys point out like creepy little things in our videos all the time that maybe are just like little shadows or like little weird things that we never really take too seriously unless like there's something really, really scary you guys find, which it's happened before. It's definitely happened before. I watched it and instantly my heart dropped because it showed this little sort of shadow of what looked like a child running across the room where the Ouija board was. And it was so creepy. And at first I thought maybe it was edited because I was like, there's no way that could be real. There's no way we didn't see that in the video. And I sent it to my sister because she's always the first one I send things to when we're scared. And she even said like, no, Jess, that's edited. That's definitely edited. And I'm like, I don't think it is, but maybe it is. So then the only thing I can do to check this is to go to the original video that I took in the Airbnb, and it was not edited. It's still in the original. So Ty is going to edit in this video. We'll show you the normal version, the fast normal version first, and then we'll show you a slowed down version where Ty will put like a circle around where the child is that's running across the room. So we'll let you guys watch that right now.
So the power just went out.
Yep. We were just like watching stuff and the power went totally
I'm guessing
out.
There's this light here because it's, oh, there we go.
There's this light here because it's, oh, there we go. There's this light here because it's, oh, there we go. There's this light here because it's, oh, there we go.
So yeah, that is the video. It's super creepy and it literally looks like a little child running with like their arms moving, their legs moving.
Little tiny legs running.
Yeah, it just looks like a little creepy child. And it was so creepy that it happened during the when the power went out.
That's the thing. The day that the power outage went out was actually a beautiful day. Sunny all day. There was a bit of wind, but that's to be expected when you're right on the lake. It's not as if there was anything really going on. It's just the power shut down immediately. We had a generator at the property, I believe.
Yeah.
During that time, like honestly, like 30 seconds, the power was out. This happens.
I know. And then we had a bad vibe the rest of the time there. But anyway, so when I saw this video, I was really scared and I sent it to your mom and she thought it was so spooky as well. I called my mom and I was like almost crying, which I know might sound ridiculous. You're probably like, Jessii, you love ghosts. You have a scary channel. Like everything's cool. But something about this particular entity really affected me more than I thought it would. And I was just so scared. Like for the next coming like week, I was so scared. I kept thinking about it. I couldn't sleep very well at night. And I think the main reason is, and I've never talked to you guys about this before, but a lot of you guys ask me like, Jess, why don't you go ghost hunting anymore? Like, why haven't you done videos like that? And I think it's because my mindset about ghosts has changed, which might shock you guys. The past, 5 years on my YouTube channel, I always believed that, there are good spirits here on earth that, are ghosts and you can contact them and it might be like a nice little kid ghost or like it might be a nice little granny ghost that you might talk to or see or whatever while ghost hunting. That's why I always use like spirit boxes and stuff like that to communicate with them. But recently, my mindset has changed and I believe, and this is just me personally, I believe if you're a pure soul, a good soul, you're gonna move on, right? Whether it be heaven or whatever you believe. I don't think you're gonna be stuck here, on earth suffering or in limbo. I don't believe that anymore. I think that if you're a pure soul, you move on to heaven is what I believe. And I think whatever is left on here is just evil and demons and bad entities and stuff like that. I don't think there's any good that is left on here after you die. I think you either move on or whatever, right? That's what I believe now, and like everyone's open to their own interpretations and beliefs, and I love all of you guys no matter what you believe, obviously, or what other paranormal investigators believe. I respect always, like I never like judge or anything like that. So when I saw this entity, like to me it wasn't anything good, you know what I mean? So that's just sort of my mindset on everything now, and why I kind of hesitate going ghost hunting, because I know stepping into it, it's just like a lot of evil. And I found that my last investigation that I went to, gosh, almost 2 years ago I think now, right after I went there was when all of my health started going down a lot. Like that's when I started not being able to breathe, when my heart started having irregular beats, and I have been in the worst health I've ever been after that investigation. I don't know, I've just had a lot of bad experiences after going to like haunted hotels and stuff, just with everything. That was like a large tangent, but I feel like you guys need to hear about that. But whatever your opinion is about ghosts and stuff, like I respect it, so you can comment that down below too. The reason why I decided to eventually do this video, I wasn't gonna do it if I thought this was a real evil entity. The reason why I'm doing it is because my dad looked at the video, because I told him about it, and he sat down and he put the video in like extra slow motion, like super slow, which we'll show you after this. But he sat down and analyzed it. He's an accountant. He is just very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Analytical.
Analytical. He thinks very logically. He sat down with the video, looked it through, and he said, Jess, it's not an entity. It's just the shadow of the plant.
There was a very large, and I only know the name of it because there was like a name tag on the plant. It was a bird of paradise plant, and it was huge, like 7 feet tall.
Yeah, and I was like, Dad, it's not the shadow of the plant. Like, it's literally like its arms are moving, its legs are moving. And he's like, no, like look at it slowed down. And if you really analyze the footage, it really is just the way that my camera's turning at the same time as Ty's flashlight is moving. It makes a weird shadow, but if you look at the plant and then you look at the shadow, it's the same thing. So I think that's what it is if you really look at it logically, but we'll show you it super slowed down right now. And the power went totally out.
There's this light here because it's... Oh, there we go.
But yeah, comment down below. Do you think it's the shadow of the plant? Do you think it's something else? It definitely spooked me, and I wanted to share with you all this like new information and our findings and my new beliefs with the paranormal. But it doesn't mean that I don't love horror movies and scary stories and creepypastas. Like, obviously that's what my whole channel is about, and I'm still passionate about it, and I still love reading those things and telling you guys those things.
So that means I'm not off the hook for horror movies then.
No, we're gonna keep watching horror movies. It's my whole life. Anyways though, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's kind of weird to say, I don't know about enjoyed, it's kind of creepy, but yeah. That's today's video. I hope you liked it.
Let's just keep doing this.
Not in my head. Anyways, sleep well tonight, and we'll see you in our next vlog. Bye.
See you guys.